2 points of the game, actually. He went up against 2 Bobcats, went up, chinned the ball, and then went right back up. That just shows how good he is at his explosiveness of going down on the ground and then going right back up. So you will continue to see that in the second half from not only him, but you also see that a lot from West Virginia State as well.
And I think all those statistics you talked about too, second chance points, points in the paint, rebounding, those are all the things we talked about at the top of the broadcast that could potentially be a problem for West Virginia Wesleyan. And here in the first 20 minutes, definitely reared its ugly head as State leads at 49-25 here at the half. We'll step aside for another break. We'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about the first half action right after this as you're watching West Virginia State University basketball action with us right here on the Mountain East Digital Network presented by Video Productions.
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal, served all day long, and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Happy Honda Days from all of us at Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today or shop online.
This is my kind of holiday. The LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks and even discounts on fuel. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
49-25, West Virginia State in command over West Virginia Wesleyan here at the half. Chris Kidd and Taylor Kennedy with you. And as we approach the start of the second half here, Taylor, again, one area where the Bobcats could really use some help is a second scorer, because you had Anthony Craven that really did the bulk of the lifting in the first half with 14 points, but Braden McGrew's one that could really ignite a spark if he can get going in the second half.
Yeah, we talked about him a lot in the first half just because of how his ability of being not only a floor general but also being smart with the basketball is so vital. You know, we talked about him in high school. That's what made him different compared to a lot of these other guys that he played against in the state of West Virginia. You know, you look at what he does. He does not take a bad shot. He's very patient with the basketball. He knows when to take the shot, which makes him so good. That's why he's so reliable for that. As you're now seeing that picture right there, as you're seeing on our stream, was actually from when we beat Westside We were the number 6 seed in the tournament, in the state tournament, I should say, and Westside was the 3rd seed. So we beat them, and then we eventually lost because you are also a Chapmanville person. So for people that don't know, Chapmanville beat my team, Winfield, in the 2018 state tournament, and that was a long day, to say the least.
Yeah, I remember that was a tough first half. That was a good game.
25 all.
For a long time, that was a good game. I remember you all upset Westside in that game, and I was down on the floor covering some of that for the radio station I worked for back home. But, yeah, I mean, you all had a very good team that year, and Chapmanville was just absolutely stacked and just made it difficult on everyone that year. But, I mean, you all were one of the toughest opponents that they played that year, and large part of that because of you and Braden and the rest of the supporting cast you guys had.
Not me. I mean, I tried. I did my part, but, the biggest thing is just, going back to Braden with the second half. I mean, he's so good at being patient, like I said, and what he's doing so far is he's being passive. But he's only taken a few shots, 3 to be exact. He's 0 for 1 from 3, but that number needs to be higher. If he wants to get this Bobcats team back into the game, he's got to be able to just take over the game and just be a different kind of person, because Craven has 14 points, like you said. Hibbett has 6. But outside of that, 2 other people have scored. So between Craven and Hibbett and Craven combined for 20 to 25 points. So, again, it's like I said in the pregame, you have to find a third option for scoring. Now you're asking, who's going to be the second option? Because outside of Craven, nobody scored double digits for them.
And, again, that's going to be something that West Virginia Wesleyan is going to have to try and answer here in the second half, as West Virginia State has nearly doubled them up through the first 20 minutes of action. And when we come back, it'll be time for the start of the second half here from West Virginia State University, as you are watching West Virginia State basketball action with us right here on the Mountain East Digital Network, presented by Video Productions.
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal, served all day long, and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Happy Honda Days from all of us at Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today or shop online.
This is my kind of holiday.
Start of the second half here from West Virginia State University. Chris Kidd and Taylor Kennedy with you, with Robbie Mounts, our engineer. State with the basketball, driving inside. Nice take that time, and getting all the way to the 10 is Jones for his 4th point.
Good take to start the half. He just absolutely just went down low on the smaller guard, and good job by him just figuring out where he was on the court and just going in for the easy two.
Again, Jones leads the team in assists with 3.7 assists per game, but that time getting his own take as the lead now has swollen to 26 points. Out to McGrew on the left wing. They go down low to Hibbett. He'll swing it back up top for McGrew. Can he get going here? Online, but just a little short, but nice offensive rebound and put back by Tommy Pope. So he gets his first two of the game. Nice quick take that time as they give it out to Jordan. He'll drive in. Tough one-on-one move. Can't get it to roll in. Rebound taken away by Craven. Craven led all scorers in the first half with 14 points. On the other end, it was Abram leading the way for the Yellow Jackets with 11 points. So McGrew now on the right side, guarded by Moore. He'll give it off. Looking inside is Craven. Trying to find an opening here against Abram. Tough pull-up jumper, but he gets it to go.
Abram was in his face the whole entire time. I don't know how he did that. That was just good one dribble pull-up action by Craven as he now has 16 points.
There was absolutely nothing wrong with Abram's defense that time. Craven just a really good shot.
Yep.
That's one of those your coach pour. You'll just sit there and you'll accept that if you're West Virginia State, as Pittman now with it on the right wing. 22-point lead here for the Yellow Jackets. Pittman trying to back his way in on Craven. Dribbles to the middle, tried to give a pass inside, had it blocked, and now are going to get a shot clock violation as they couldn't get it off. Nice defense that time by the Bobcats. And here you see on our replay on video productions there the nice take by Craven, pull-up jumper. And that's how tough it's been, though, for West Virginia Wesleyan to find points here in this ball game with this defense of the Yellow Jackets. West Virginia State coming in here, averaging 78.1 points per game and allowing 78 points per game. The defense has been spot on today. As pass from Craven looked like it may have been tipped. It looked like Pittman, and Pittman, a good show of sportsmanship by Pittman there. He even admitted to the official, yes, I touched that last.
As Coach Poore is like, what are you doing? Keep your mouth shut. We want the ball.
I did. I thought if Coach Poore even got a smile on his face there. But I love seeing that. That's great from Pittman. And his shot rejected that time. Nice job getting in on the defensive action there by Moore. A tough jumper from the left side, won't fall. Now we're going to reach him foul here on Tommy Pope. And you know what? You put good out into the world, good will come back to you as they get the stop anyway.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
I do. I like that. And again, if you ever coach anything, I coach tennis and stuff down in Chapmanville, and, you always teach your kids because that's one of the sports where you have to be on the honor system. There's no officials out there, so, you always want your kids to do the right thing. And by and large, kids usually do the right thing. As they go down low for Jordan as he loses the ball. It looked like he got a little help that time from Hibbett's leg. It'll stay with the Yellow Jackets. As it'll be triggered in by Abrams. He'll dump it off for Jordan on the left side, trying to back his way in. Tough up and under move. Nice defense by the Bobcats. As Pittman will have to reset with 10 on the shot clock. Step back jumper. Nice move by him. Can't get it to fall, however. And now we're going to get a loose ball foul here on West Virginia Wesleyan. And it looks like they're going to get it on Hibbett, as he was arm jockeying that time with Moore pretty aggressively, and they get Hibbett on the foul, so that'll be his second. So up top with it, Jones dribbling in, surveying the area, now takes a little floater and gets it to roll home. Nice soft touch by Jones.
Jones has been doing a good job here early in the second half of just weaving his way through and getting pretty much any kind of shot that he wants.
Nice take by Pope, but runs right into the hands of Pittman, who gets another block to his credit. Up ahead to Abram. Abram behind his back, lost the dribble and taken away by Pope. Pope leaking out up ahead, gives it to McGrew. McGrew one-on-one, gives it off. Nice find underneath, and a layup goes for the Bobcats. So now 53-31 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Back quickly the other way. Nice turnaround jumper again by Jones. He's got that nice little touch off the front iron working for him. That's twice in a row now he's been able to get the nice roll.
He's just finding pretty much any kind of shot that he wants early in the second half.
Now he's got 8 points for the contest. 55-31 lead for West Virginia State. Pope Takes it inside, finds a nice little crease, dumps it off to Craven. Now to Hibbett. He'll pull up for a jumper, air ball from the free throw line. Craven tries to save it, but it rolls out of bounds before McGrew can get there. And looks like possession will go over to West Virginia State.
Pope was looking for a foul there. I agree with him. Moore got away with a little bit of a foul right there. I was surprised they didn't call anything right there.
Instead, they're going to say it was last touched by the Yellow Jackets. So it'll be Wesleyan ball as they get it into McGrew. Fadeaway three from the corner won't fall as he's had his difficulties getting going offensively here today. Up ahead, they find Moore. Moore's had the hot hand here. Jones, rather, has had the hot hand the last several possessions. Gets inside, dumps it off to Moore. Gets a nice little look inside, but won't fall. Rebounded by Craven. Now here come the Bobcats, trailing 55-31. 15:43 remaining in the contest. So give it up top for Pope. Trying to look back door for Hibbett, but not open. Now they go to Craven. And Craven with 16 points in this contest. Back up top to Hibbett. Hibbett trying to shake by Moore. Puts up a tough floater inside, won't fall. Gets the rebound back. Won't get it to go, but it looks like he was fouled on the play. Let's see if they call this a shooting foul or not, but they say he caught him on the elbow, and it will be a shooting foul.
Almost like he gave a little bit of a pass to himself. As we're seeing the replay of Pittman block, I mean, he pretty much just went up there and just grabbed it out of midair. I mean, if that was a baseball player move, that would be on SportsCenter.
It is. That's just like a lock vice that you run into with him whenever you come to the inside. As Hibbett able to hit on the first free throw. Now 3 of 3 from the line today. 7 points overall. Make it 8 as he hits on both. As we said in the first half, leads the conference and Division II in field goal attempts and field goals made at 120 for 237. But he's had his difficulty getting going here today. It's a 22-point lead for West Virginia State. Pittman on the left side lobs it inside. Nice alley-oop that time, able to find Moore, and he'll lay it in for his 10th point.
You know, as we continue to talk about Anthony Pittman and how diverse his game is, his passing ability, in my opinion, is severely underrated. As we got a leak out right here by West Virginia Wesleyan.
McGrew takes a spill underneath as he's fouled from behind.
But going back to Pittman, I mean, as we watch the replay, look at his vision. He knows where everybody's at before the ball is even in his hands. That's just good awareness, but that's just great court vision by him.
Yeah, and he was just making the cut as that happened, too. So, I mean, he anticipated where his man was going to be. Perfect play for the Yellow Jackets as we have a media timeout. We'll step aside as well with 14:51 to play. It's West Virginia State leading by 24 as you're listening to and watching West Virginia State basketball with us right here on the Mountain East Digital Network, presented by Video Productions.
It's that time again. Show 'em how we celebrate. Come on, this is my kind of holiday.
Happy Honda Days from all of us at Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today or shop online.
This is my kind of holiday.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
that's right, Little General Stores, your road's neighbor. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
West Virginia State in control, leading at 57-33 with 14:51 remaining here in this conference tilt between these two ball clubs. Chris Kidd with you and Taylor Kennedy next to me with Robbie Mounts, our engineer. As Braden McGrew looking for his first points of the afternoon and able to get it right there. Again, McGrew, as Taylor mentioned, second leading scorer on this West Virginia Wesleyan club, able to sink both free throws. As Wesleyan now 7 of 8 from the free throw line this afternoon. 57-35, Yellow Jackets with the lead and the ball as Jones up top, pass tipped away by Pope. being fought for in the backcourt. McGrew able to come over and retrieve it, puts up a little floater in the lane, and now maybe it is his time to get going. It's back-to-back buckets for him.
He loves the floater. I'm just saying. Here we go.
Oh, and
Showtime.
underneath. Moore got free and hammers it down with the right hand. He's got 12 points now. 59-37. State leads it. McGrew over to Pope on the left side. Hibbett trying to curl inside, but nothing there. McGrew now on the wing, guarded by Abram. So he'll swing it around over to Hibbett. Now into the left corner for Pope. He tried to take Jordan off the dribble, lost control of it. Now tries it again and lost control again. Nice defense by Jordan that time. Again, Jordan, you mentioned in the first half, again, great leaping ability, great quickness. Since he got it done on the offensive end early, and he's been doing it on the defensive end ever since then.
I'm loving his enthusiasm. That's the second time that I've seen him just being so energetic and so passionate. You love to see that, especially from a guy like Jordan.
And especially with it being on defense, too. You know, I mean, that's always the lost art in basketball. You always see it. But whenever you run into players that take so much pride on their defense, you absolutely love those kids, and you want to keep them around. It's Pittman. Circles around, tried to find an opening, instead retreats. Now drive back in, tough step back. Found 3 orange jerseys around him and thought better of the shot. Now gives it to Jordan. He'll put the little floater up, and a charge called on him as the shot clock expired.
That's a great call. That's a great charge call by the referees. Pope doing a tremendous job of, one, aware at how deep they were into the shot clock, but 2, being right where the WVSU logo is right there inside the paint. You know, that I think the charge, regardless of the level, you're not seeing a whole lot of people doing that, as we're seeing the replay right now. Just tremendous awareness by him. Even after the shot was up, he could still get a charge called on West Virginia State, which he did, and he did not move, which allowed the charge. Now we're going the other way.
Again, a lot of people like to see that call disappear in sports because it's such a tough call for the officials sometimes. But, you know, I think it's a nice impediment instead of just allowing someone to just drive in. Also adds a little bit more to, I guess, the mental aspect of how you're going to be able to score in a contest.
If you know how to do it at a consistent rate, then you can do it. You can be a very good defensive asset for your team.
Eliminate possessions for your opponents. I mean, that's a key aspect in any game, as McGrew unable to hit on the jumper. Rebound underneath by Craven. He's fouled. Gets the roll and one. Just great strength that time by Craven as he took the hit and still had enough on it to be able to get it up and in for the and one. You can see that time looked like Abram upset that still managed to roll in, or actually it was Jordan who picked up his 3rd foul on that play. And Craven set himself a nice afternoon here with these 18 points, looking for 19 and gets it. He's far and away the leading scorer here for the Bobcats this afternoon, 59-40 in favor of West Virginia State. And there's an air-mailed pass out of bounds as Jones tried to feed it back to the near side. Didn't look like Abram was ready for it. And ball back over to the Bobcats.
Craven's 19 points, a new career high for him.
Again, he's had himself a nice day both on offense and defense. And without him, this Bobcat offense being quite a different pickle right now, as McGrew tried to spin up the left-handed layup, but a little too far underneath the rim that time. Over on the left side, trying to drive in is Jones. He's cut off. Now trying to take McGrew, and McGrew going to get called on the reach-in, so that's going to be number 3 on him now. So a couple players now with 3 fouls. Jordan for West Virginia State, and McGrew now for the Bobcats.
I think if Wesleyan can get this deficit from 19 to 15 going into this next media timeout, I think you could definitely see a little bit of a rejuvenated Bobcats team in the last 10 or so minutes of the game.
And thus far here in the second half, they've not gone away, and they've outscored West Virginia State here in the second 20 minutes of action. Like we said, Coach Sloan, you know, whenever you're going through such a rebuilding situation as what the Bobcats are dealing with, and you've not had a whole lot of wins recently, you're looking for your players and your kids to continue to compete, try and win each 4 or 5 minute period that you can. That's normally the way you see a lot of coaches frame it. Let's win this segment. Let's win this segment. Let's win this segment. You know, whenever you break it up like that, it really compartmentalizes the game a little bit more. As drew a lot of contact, no whistle, but still able to throw it in off the glass, and now a steal almost by Lewis. As here comes Pope into the front court, dishes off to Hibbett, gets a man in the air, and he'll lay it in. That was a good find that time by Pope. And I agree with you. Again, Pope has just been involved, it seems like, on both ends of the floor one way or the other. Again, he maybe isn't scoring a ton of points, but whether it's distributing, whether it's playing pressure defense, Pope's put on a good exhibition for himself here this afternoon.
Yeah, and he's definitely showing Coach Sloan that he can pretty much do offense. He can play offense, but he can also play defense as well, and he can get on the floor as well. So I'm really liking the way that Pope is showing how multi-dimensional his game is so far.
And he's one of the few seniors on this roster, along with McGrew, as they get it over near side three on the way, and count it for Ernest Jenkins. He's into double figures now with 12 points. 66-44, Yellow Jacket, 11 minutes to play. McGrew gets the top of the key for Pope. He'll dribble into the paint, cut off, looking for Hibbett, able to find him as he'll pull up from the free throw line, too strong, and rebounded by Jordan. Here come the Yellow Jackets now, looking to extend this lead back up. Again, it was up to 24 at the half. They get it into the corner for Jenkins. Just hit a three a second ago. Instead, he'll give it back up top for Jones. Jones dribbles to the right side. Tough floater up. This one won't fall as Hibbett and Jordan jostling down low. And looks like Hibbett's going to pick up another foul here. It's going to be number 3 on him. Again, you can just sense the frustration in Hibbett, though. He's not been able to get free for a lot of shots like he's used to doing. And Jones and Moore have just been all over him all night long. So it's you can sense that he's just starting to get a little frustrated.
Yeah, he's 3 of 14 from the field so far, 0 of 1 from 3. And you could, like you said, Chris, you could definitely sense the frustration in him. As he, like you just said, he just picked up his 3rd personal foul right there. But I think when it comes to frustration, you start to see that frustration become unleashed on the defensive end, because whenever you do that, you get quick fouls, which is what he's done. He's already picked up 2 fouls here in the second half. So a lot of decision-making will need to come from Coach Sloan on whether or not he wants to continue to go with Hibbett, his leading scorer, who has 10 so far, but also whether or not he wants to try and get somebody else in there. I'm just not sure. It's just all up to what Sloan's wanting to do, X's and O's wise and personnel wise as well.
And it's a good learning experience for the redshirt freshman as well, as McGrew misses a 3 from the corner. Rebound taken out by Lewis. Cross-court pass knocked away by McGrew, and nice save by him.
The one thing that you'll see about this West Virginia Wesleyan team is that regardless of the deficit, they will always continue to scrap with you, and they will always continue just to be a pest almost, which is good for them, because what Coach Sloan's trying to build, he's just trying to show his freshmen that if you want to play, you got to be able to just continue to play hard. And if you do that, good things will come.
And right there, good hustle by Bobcats to be able to save that possession by McGrew and everyone else as Pope gets inside. His shot rejected, and that's going to be a shot clock violation now on the Bobcats, and that'll bring us to the under 10 timeout, with West Virginia State leading West Virginia Wesleyan 66-44. We'll step aside for a break and be back after this as you're listening to and watching West Virginia State basketball action with us.
The LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks and even discounts on fuel. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal, served all day long, and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
9:31 remaining in the contest. It's West Virginia State leading West Virginia Wesleyan 66-44. Chris Kidd and Taylor Kennedy here with you, with Robbie Mounts, our engineer. It's been a very tight contested second half thus far, but it was still the first half. About that 7-minute spurt where West Virginia State was able to build this lead, and the Bobcats just haven't been able to make any sort of dent in it thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. You're looking at the numbers so far. Wesleyan is outscoring the Yellow Jackets 19-17 in the second half. So you're starting to see a little bit, but they just cannot get past this large deficit and this continuous pressure by the Yellow Jackets as well. So you got to see something from the Bobcats in the last 9:25.
And Tommy Pope picks up a foul in the backcourt. He looked at the official. He said, "On who?" So he didn't think he committed the foul that time. Still doesn't as he's looking at the official. And now the official giving him an explanation for it, but that's now 16 fouls against Wesleyan, 4 against West Virginia State here in the second half. So the Yellow Jackets will be in the 1-and-1 on the next foul. Up top with it is Jenkins. He'll get a screen from Jordan as it looked like he got tripped up that time. Jordan able to get the loose ball back. Turn around, hook in the lane, won't fall. Hibbett tried to squeeze the rebound, knocked loose, and they're going to say out of bounds with it was Wesleyan, so it'll stay with the Yellow Jackets.
As much as we talked about Jeremiah Moore being a consistent threat on the offensive glass, Jordan has been doing a tremendous job as well. I mean, his ability to jump along with Pittman as well. It's a nice combo as well. I mean, you have Jordan, you have Jeremiah Moore, who we saw have a slam here in the second half, and also Pittman. I mean, we've seen Pittman just go up there and just grab the basketball before it's even touched the rim. I mean, all three of those guys, from the 3 position down to the 5 position, their ability just to jump and just be able to do it is just unreal. I mean, that's such great chemistry, one, but that's also just great athleticism from the 3 of them. But also, talk about Coach Poore. Coach Poore does a tremendous job at recruiting these guys, bringing them in, and then knowing how to stick them in. He's coached 20-plus years at West Virginia State, so he's no stranger to knowing how to implement guys in the right place.
So thus far, a lot of these guys that he's had on the inside, I mean, they've done such a tremendous job in the interior, not giving West Virginia Wesleyan any chance to score near the bucket. Everything's been contested from the outside as well. It's just been a nightmare for Wesleyan trying to find any openings here thus far. And we get a foul on the backcourt here, as looked like it was Perry trying to split between a couple of defenders and got himself hooked. So that will put the Yellow Jackets in the 1-and-1 here, as they're going to get the foul on Craven. That'll be his second. And Devin Perry yet to score in this fair. 5'11" freshman out of Louisville, Kentucky.
Going back to Coach Poore, for people that know, we lost a great icon here in the state of West Virginia, Kevin English, who played basketball at Beckley Woodrow Wilson, was a part of the 1990 state championship team with the Flying Eagles. He also went on to go play 4 seasons at the University of Charleston, 3 of which were coached as an assistant and as an interim head coach by West Virginia State's very own Brian Poore. When I spoke with him a little bit a couple of days ago, and he just spoke very highly of Kevin English. Kevin English passed away this past Sunday at the age of 49, so a tremendous personality just from what I've been told, but also a tremendous ball player as well. So we want to keep the Beckley community in our thoughts and prayers as well.
Absolutely, and I remember that 1990 season. I was little kid at the time. Logan Wildcats were my team. They were undefeated going into the state tournament.
19th in the country as well.
Oh, it was incredible the type of season they have. And then English and the rest of Woodrow Wilson just ran us off the floor in the Civic Center in that semifinal. We got them back the next year in the state championship. But that left 7-year-old Chris Kidd in tears that night. That was a rough evening. It was a rough drive back.
One can only imagine.
Oh, Lord, yeah. I think my dad was ready to leave me on the side of the road. So we've got 8 minutes to go here. 66-44. West Virginia State leading it as Hibbett steps back for 3. No good. Rebounded by Perry. There's Perry. Looks up the floor. Tough catch near the side that time, but made by Jenkins. He'll drive in. Nice Euro step to get inside, and Jenkins able to finish with the left hand.
The Euro step can be a beautiful thing, but also can be a little bit of a dicey thing as well. That time, Jenkins just did a tremendous job of being very patient with it as well. Great awareness by him.
Good look that time up ahead. Nice interception by Hibbett that time, as Abram threw up a great pass for where he was at on the floor that time. But Hibbett able to make the play as they go down low to Craven, looking for his 20th point and his 21st, and he'll get it on the up and under. So now 7 points in the second half for Craven. 21 overall, 68-46 in favor of State. Abram yet to score here in the second half. Gets it over to Jenkins. Jenkins is now the leading scorer for the Yellow Jackets with 14 points here today. He'll get it back on the left side, puts up a 3, and cans another one, as Jenkins just been on fire today. His 3rd three-pointer. Doing it all off the bench for the Yellow Jackets, as you see it here again, as double team came after Perry and left the shooter wide open, and Jenkins made him pay yet again. Craven will bring it up the center of the floor. 6:45 to play in the contest. McGrew, laser pass inside and rejected by Jordan, out of bounds. There it is again, just those quick jumps and quick steps by this Yellow Jacket defense. No wonder they lead the conference in block shots with 3.5 per game, and I think they're well above that here today.
Oh, absolutely. They got 6 so far.
So they're going to be leading after this game without a doubt, too, and probably then some.
A nice block party, as some people like to say. No pun intended as well.
Yeah, for real. It's Hibbett. Oh, nice move on the inside that time, but there was Jordan to almost thwart it again and gets the rebound on the weak side as Craven. He'll lay it in. That was a nice move by Hibbett that time to get himself free as Jordan kicks it into the corner. 3 on the way, no good. Jordan trying to fight for the offensive rebound, but Pope tears it away. Now here comes Tommy Pope into the front court, going coast to coast. Can't get it to fall for him, but he'll be fouled on the play by Lewis.
Get this. You want to take a guess at how many steals Tommy Pope has?
Let's see. I'm going to say he's got, I've counted 5 or 6. So I'm going to guess I'm short maybe.
He's got 4.
Okay.
So it just goes back to what we've been saying so far. He's been so active defensively. He's providing multiple opportunities for West Virginia Wesleyan. It's just a matter of executing on those opportunities in the fast break.
And Pope able to hit the first free throw. He's got 5. But, yeah, I mean, it feels like probably a little bit more as well. 4 is a lot, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, it feels like maybe more than 4 just because he's been in and around the ball so much and caused so many issues that it just feels like he's been able to get even more than that. As he can't hit on the second free throw and ball knocked out of bounds, last touch by the Bobcats. 71-49, West Virginia State led it wire to wire here this afternoon. Well, there's still number 5 by Pope. So he'll get it in the corner for McGrew, wide open on the way, and you can't leave McGrew that open as that's the easiest shot he's had of the afternoon. He cans it. Now McGrew with 7 points, all of them coming here in the second half as Abram pinballed around in the backcourt between McGrew and Hibbett, and they're going to get Hibbett for his 4th foul.
I'm surprised they didn't call an offensive foul on that. If you watch, Abram almost extended his arm, and usually, in my opinion, that's almost an automatic call every time, but I guess the referee saw something I didn't see as we look at the replay at the three from Brady McGrew. I mean, that's just, as you said, that's the most wide open shot that he will get all afternoon, as he's now 2 of 10 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3.
And good job by him setting himself and being able to hit that, because whenever you've got this type of defense all around you all game, it's easy to want to rush that shot because you've been sped up all afternoon long. It's hard to just kind of set yourself and be like, okay, I got time here. But McGrew did a nice job of that. So big 3 by the senior as Abram able to hit both free throws, his first points in the second half.
Talking about the frustration as well, you mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. You know, Hibbett picked up his 4th foul in that last defensive possession by the Bobcats. So he has 10 points, four fouls, and I think Coach Sloan's going to let him stick it out for the rest of the game.
Yeah, again, at this juncture, a 21-point lead may as well, as Abram lost control of it, got it back, and I think it's going to be a travel on him, and it will be, as it'll go back over to the Bobcats. So 73-52, West Virginia State in control. 5.5 minutes to play here from West Virginia State University. Again, field goal percentage today has just been incredible for West Virginia State, 56%, 36.3% for Wesleyan. Hibbett will give it off to McGrew, looking inside. Instead gives it over near side. 3 on the way from the left wing, in and out, no good that time for Cease. Rebounded though by Hibbett. He'll kick it out to McGrew. Drives in, nice step inside, but his pass deflected and stolen away. Here comes Lewis. He'll dribble over to the right side. We fall under 5 minutes to play. Lewis had it knocked away by Pope. There's those hands again as Cease comes up with it. Back to Pope in the center, back to Cease, drives in right side, and he'll lay it in.
That time I was Craven with the defense. It's almost identical with the two. Both of them have been so efficient defensively as well. Good defense by Craven, which led to the easy run-up by Crease.
And now that'll lead us to timeout with under 5 minutes to go. It is all West Virginia State leading at 73-54. We'll be back after this as you're watching Yellow Jacket basketball action with us right here on the Mountain East Digital Network, presented by Video Productions.
General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
It's that time again. Show 'em how we celebrate. Come on, this is my kind of holiday.
Happy Honda Days from all of us at Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today or shop online.
This is my kind of holiday.
4:49 remaining in the contest. West Virginia State University on their way to their 8th win of the season, trying to climb their way a little bit higher in the polls as they are sitting about midway right now, 2-3 in the conference overall, but trying to catch Frostburg State, Alderson Broadus, and several others that are tight with them right there in that area and pull away from Glenville. As West Virginia Wesleyan going to have to wait for another day to get their first conference win as Abel Elias off the bench hits a three-pointer. And so we'll start seeing some more of the bench being cleared here in the next few minutes on both sides as McGrew will stop and pop a three, got halfway down and came out as Jordan gets fouled on the rebound. It's just been that type of an afternoon, though, for the Bobcats. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here with 4:22 to go in the second half, as it'll be the under 5 media timeout. So we'll step aside for that and be back after this as you're watching West Virginia State University basketball action right here on the Mountain East Digital Network, presented by Video Productions.
It's that time again. Show 'em how we celebrate. Come on, this is my kind of holiday.
Happy Honda Days from all of us at Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today or shop online.
This is my kind of holiday.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
Tell them Hug sent you.
that's right, Little General Stores, your road's neighbor. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
4:22 remaining in the contest. West Virginia State all over West Virginia Wesleyan this afternoon, leading at 76-54. Chris Kidd and Taylor Kennedy here with you. Robbie Mounts, our engineer, as foul occurred just before we went to break, and that'll send Jordan to the free throw line as Noah Jordan has 9 points. All of those coming early in the first half, but ever since then it's been his defense along with Moore and Jones and others that have really been the catalyst for this Yellow Jacket club.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, talk about the defense as well. When you think about defense, you get a defensive stop. What ensues after that? The energy. His energy has been a tremendous thing to watch this afternoon. And I'm loving the way that he's been so high intense, almost in the full court pressure as well, but also in the half court pressure, making it very hard for Hibbett to do whatever he wants to do offensively.
West Virginia State now 12 of 13 from the free throw line this afternoon as Jordan hits both. He's got 11 points.
I mean, look at how far Jordan just pushed Hibbett out. Even though he took one dribble, look how far he took. He had the ball about a foot from the three-point line. After that, he took 2 feet outside the three-point arc, which made it 3 to 4 feet outside. That's just good defense by Jordan.
There's a three from McGrew as he gets himself into double figures now with 10 points. 78-57, but yeah, that's an excellent point about what Jordan's been able to do to him this afternoon, just not letting him get comfortable on any offensive set, and it's reflected in how well they've held Hibbett down here this afternoon. As Perry kind of got caught in his own dribble that time, gives it over to Jordan. Jordan, tough pass inside, intercepted by Craven. Craven gives it over to McGrew, back over to Craven, right elbow jumper on the way, and counted again for Craven as he continues to build on that career high. He's now got 25 points for the contest. In the center of the floor comes Elias, gets it up top for Perry. Closing in on 3 minutes to go this afternoon from West Virginia State University. Again, they're going to move to 500 in conference play at 3-3 and 8-5 overall after this. That's 3 on the way, no good that time by Perry. Rebound knocked loose in the corner, saved by Lewis.
See, right there, I mean, looking at West Virginia Wesleyan right there, nobody boxed out. There were 3 people on that left block that just stood there and watched the ball. If you want to go after the ball and you want to get rebounds, you want to try and claw back into this 19-point deficit, the little things, the little ticky-tack things like a defensive rebound and boxing somebody out are very implementive.
It is. It's still doing the fundamentals even whenever the scores like this that you have to keep your mindset about. And right there, just a good job hustling, though, by West Virginia State as they get it up top for McGrew. He's knocked down a couple this half, and he hits a third three-pointer. So, again, Braden McGrew showing you what he can do whenever he gets going. He's got 13 points now, all of those here in the second half. As we'll get a reach-in foul here on the other end with 2:09 to play. And if that's Hibbett, that's going to be it for him. But no, they're going to say instead it was on Craven. So that'll be 3 now on Anthony Craven. And that'll send Elias to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. Or actually now it'll be a 2-shot penalty as that's the 10th team foul.
A positive, despite the fact that Wesleyan is down 16 points right now, a positive for you. They have forced 18 Yellow Jacket turnovers. So, again, it's like what I said in the first half. How do you try and beat this West Virginia State team? You have to hurry them up. You have to force them into decisions that they are not willing to make unless they're hurried up, and that's what they've been doing a lot in the second half. And credit Tommy Pope and Anthony Craven so far. Their defensive ability just to continue to push the guards out almost to the volleyball line. By doing that, they're continuing to do that, and when they do that, it just creates a lot of havoc, and it creates a lot of defensive angst almost, and an offensive angst as well.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about at the top of the broadcast that these two teams turn it over the second and third least amount in the Mountain East Conference. West Virginia State, the second least amount of turnovers, and a good job by the Bobcats here this afternoon being able to force that many turnovers against a usually very well handling ball club. It's 79-62 in favor of State. McGrew, tough fadeaway, and he gets it to go. Boy, he's really got cooking here in the last 10 minutes or so. He's up to 15 points. As Tariq Brown into the game along with a few others here for West Virginia State as we get a tie-up underneath. As possession arrow will go over to the Bobcats as Gardner will check back in for Wesleyan. A minute 38 to go. It's also into the game is Jihad Shockley for West Virginia State. See Ike Dove into the game for the Bobcats. As McGrew into the center, drives in. Nice dish to Gardner as he'll lay it in.
I really like watching Gardner play. He's so quick, and almost at the blink of an eye, he's one place, and at the next, boom, gone.
They kick it out left side. Elias for 3, no good. Rebound underneath, though, by West Virginia State. Put back no good. As Bunky Brown into the game was able to get that rebound, but couldn't get the putback. As they'll say, last touched out of bounds by the Bobcats. Minute 12 to go as Wesleyan's closed the gap pretty significantly here, trailing by 26 at one point. So they've shaved that in half, but they're just going to run out of time here today as Perry dribbles in, kicks it out to Elias, dribbles over to the elbow. His pull-up jumper's good. He's got 6 points now in the afternoon, 81-66. Yellow Jackets lead it. There's McGrew. Top of the key, gives it over for Craven. He'll look inside, turnaround jumper by Dove, and he'll get into the scorebook. So Ike Dove with his first bucket of the afternoon, 81-68. Down low they go. Nice feed, giving it back over to Brown, and Brown will lay it in. It's always fun seeing the kids that usually are on the bench the majority of the game come in and get their moment. I know because I was one of them.
Same here.
A lot less accomplished than these guys, though. As Craven, he'll bury a 3 straight on. I should say way less accomplished than you as well over here, so I'm definitely low man on the totem pole on that story. As Brown gets it in the left corner, his 3 on the way, no good. Rebound underneath, put back up and in. As that's good for Jihad Shockley as he'll get his 2. I always love it when you see the bench celebrating too with these guys as we're down to 5 seconds to go. McGrew will heave a 3 from left side, no good. And that will do it this afternoon. from West Virginia State University as the Yellow Jackets move to 8-5 overall and 3-3 in conference play, while West Virginia Wesleyan falls to 1-13 and still winless in conference play on the year. But a big win for the Yellow Jackets as they'll move forward next week to see if they can try and move even higher up the standings in this Mountain East Conference. 85-71 our final. We'll step aside for a break and come back and recap all of today's action here from West Virginia State University as you are watching Yellow Jacket basketball with us right here on the Mountain East Digital Network presented by Video Productions.
It's that time again. Show 'em how we celebrate. Come on, this is my kind of holiday.
Happy Honda Days from all of us at Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today or shop online.
This is my kind of holiday.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
It's that time again. Show 'em how we celebrate. Come on, this is my kind of holiday.
Happy Honda Days from all of us at Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today or shop online.
This is my kind of holiday.
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal. Served all day long and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
The LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks and even discounts on fuel. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
85-71, West Virginia State victorious this afternoon as they knock off West Virginia Wesleyan, as this now makes it 9 out of the last 10 that have gone to West Virginia State in this rivalry. Chris Kidd and Taylor Kennedy with you, with Robbie Mounts, our engineer, next to us. And again, this was a game Taylor, just from the very beginning, West Virginia State jumped out. They never trailed in this contest. It was tight for about the first 7.5 minutes, but then the size, the speed, the athleticism just started to take over. The Bobcats never were really able to get anything going on the interior today. Most everything seemed like it had to come from the outside, and even that was very hotly contested by this strong West Virginia State defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Just continuing on with that theme of the West Virginia State defense, especially the full court pressure. They forced 14 Bobcat turnovers. And to me, I don't really see State's ability just to continue to push the pressure and continue to build the momentum. I don't really think that's a story to me. I think for me personally, the fact that Wesleyan was able to trim this game down to 12 points with right under 30 seconds to play, I think that is a major W for Coach Sloan and this year's team. Granted, the fact they're 1-27 now in the last 2 seasons, but regardless of the point, if you're able to cut a deficit from 20-plus points down almost to single digits, that's definitely a win in any kind of book. Almost, I know it won't show up in the stat sheet, but as a moral victory, I think that can go a long way because we kept talking with the freshmen and the underclassmen as well. 14 of the 20 players on this year's roster are true freshmen or redshirt freshmen. That can go a long way. If they're able to see that, I mean, we saw Gardner go in there 5 points in the game, 2 or 3 from the field, 1 or 2 from the free throw line. He's a guy in the future as well to keep an eye on. Hibbett as well, you mentioned he's a redshirt freshman. He's a guy leading scorer on the team. Very long, very lengthy. We know what he can do. Just a couple of tweaks here and there. He can turn around as well. But, on the flip side as well for State, you look at what they did, just quickly going through. 5 players scored in double figures, including Ernest Jenkins with 17 points, leading the Yellow Jackets in scoring. So if I'm Coach Poore looking at this box score, I'm pleased to see the normal guys get their averages, but I'm also pleased to see different guys emerging and almost showcasing their ability to score. Because then also, as a head coach, you see that and you're like, okay, I can do something with him and move forward with him, sort of make a design package for him. It's like football, but instead it's on basketball on hardwood. And then one more other point from Wesleyan, looking at what they did, you didn't see a whole lot of Hibbett today. You saw Brady McGrew late in the game as well. He finished the game with 15 points, but the guy I thought that played tremendously from the moment that the ball was tipped to the last buzzer was Anthony Craven with 28 points. His ability to play not only defense but just get any kind of shot that he wanted offensively was a tremendous showcase for him and definitely a breakout game for him as well, a career high as well.
Well, let's take a look at the final scoring here on both sides. Leading all scorers, as Taylor just mentioned, Anthony Craven with 28 points. Then he was followed by McGrew with 15 points. You had Hibbett with 10 points. Gardner, along with Pope, finishing with 5 points each. Then you had Dove, along with Cease, ending with 2 points for the Bobcats overall. On the other end for West Virginia State, they were led by Ernest Jenkins with 17 points off the bench. Then you had Abram with 13 points, followed by Moore with 12 points, Jordan with 11, Jones with 10. Then you had Anthony Pittman with 9 points, Elias with 6 points, Lewis with 5 points, and rounding out the scoring was Bunky Brown with 2 points for the Yellow Jackets this afternoon in this 85-71 win. And just before we sign off here, Taylor, look, going forward now, again, you got West Virginia State that's right there in the middle of the pack of the conference race, a chance for one of those teams to really burst out and maybe make a move before tournament play comes up here in about a month and a half, whereas Wesleyan's still trying to get themselves out of the basement. But what do you see moving forward for both these clubs now as we head into the new year and heading towards some of these tough middle January matchups for these clubs?
Well, I think first and foremost, just looking at what State did, I mean, this was their first game since December 19th whenever they beat Embry-Riddle, which was then ranked number 11th in the country, and also their first conference game since December 13th. So you think that during a winter break, you think that you're going to see a lot of lackadaisical play. You're going to see sloppy play as well. Well, that was obviously not the case here this afternoon. Now, you had some spurts. I will admit you saw some spurts from the Yellow Jackets, but at the same time, you were able to see a different sense of game from them. They picked up the pressure. You saw that their full court pressure was evidently very it caused a lot of havoc for the Bobcats. So that's one thing moving forward. I think Coach Poore can pretty much rely on that full court pressure throughout the rest of the season when needed, because he knows that his guys, whatever group of 5 that he brings out there, he knows that they'll give 110% with that full court pressure. And on the flip side for West Virginia Wesleyan, you saw some flashes. I think, again, I'll mention that the fight that they showed, they were down 20 points at one point, 20 or more points at one point. They were able to claw back with 12, down to 12 points with right around 30 seconds to play in the game. So I think their ability to continuing to fight back, continuing to throw the punches, regardless of the fact that they've been knocked out, they were always able to be right there in the game and claw their way back in. So that is definitely a focal point moving forward, because also when you look at how they got back into the game, a lot of it was due to a lot of these guys you don't really talk about. Because who do you really talk about? You talk about Hibbett the majority of the time and McGrew. They're your two leading scorers. But then outside of that, like I said, you need a third scoring option, and Craven showed that with 28 points. So it was a great display for them, just because heart is definitely something that goes a long way for a lot of coaches. And for a first-year coach like Coach Sloan, what he's going through so far this season, that's definitely a moral victory for him, in my opinion.
Yeah, we wish both these sides a lot of luck moving forward. Again, it's obviously tough conditions, tough situations, obviously still with COVID and Omicron and everything else to deal with. But nevertheless, hoping for a lot of good basketball out of both these teams as they head into January now and into the bulk of conference play. So, again, 85-71 tonight. It's West Virginia State with the upper hand over their rivals, West Virginia Wesleyan. Well, again, we'd like to thank everyone that joined us here this afternoon on Mountain East Digital Network and on Video Productions here, and hopefully we'll have more coming here from you from West Virginia State University as the season continues on. But for all of our crew here, Butch Mounts, Robbie Mounts, our engineer, Taylor Kennedy next to me, I'm Chris Kidd saying so long today from West Virginia State University, as you've been watching Yellow Jacket basketball action with us right here on the Mountain East Digital Network, presented by Video Productions.